this is the after effects of the welcome dinner. I completely missed it. I took a nap after lunch and it went a little longer, but we did just get here today, so I'm forgiving myself. The real work starts tomorrow.
It was just a welcome of all the different people that this summit has gathered so far. There may be more people that come during the week, and there may be some people that can't stay longer than tonight. So it was just great to kind of be in their energy.
I think it's going to be much more moving and groundbreaking than I could have expected. So I'm very, very grateful and blessed to be here.
Sinners is out and dealing with American, that whole thing, and then we come here and this is the movie we see. Yeah. And so the dichotomy between the two for me was just like mind blowing. Like,
another thing that I think you would find interesting and parallel is the culture, the Creole culture, and the stories you're talking about, your own story and the story in the film, because it's the same thing. It's the French and African women in colonial New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
And the legacy of free people of color, too, which were primarily Creole. Creole doesn't mean that you were free, but yeah, most of the people who are free people of color were Creole people.
The diversity of people, even the event is a web series in itself, the background, the connection with people coming from all those different places, connected to water.
I was actually talking to Monica and I was like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't know how I'm going to get up the energy to do this all again.
It was a lot.
And she said, well, you should come to the International Black Theater Summit, bring a delegation, plan and talk about what the future of the festival looks like, collaborate with other people, so it's not so much of a heavy lift for you. So we did a feature production. We did Wonder Wander City Park, which is an audio immersive walk through land that has a story to tell that is being covered up. We're doing an HBCU Theater Summit, and we also did our Zukar, which is an Afro-Latine new play reading festival in partnership with Latinx Theater Commons. And then we ended with we're ending with this. Caveating with the delegation coming to Accra. And the theme this year is the water remembers. We're investigating what that means in terms of crossing water and also commemorating the 20th year since Katrina.
Good morning, everybody. It is now about 5:15 a.m. in Ghana. We are today going to Elmina.
So I encourage you to anyone with a camera, anyone with a camera. You say, can I get your email? Can I get your phone number? And you start, developing, try to build a relationship with them, seeing that they'll video you and a friend doing the scene.
Video you doing a monologue.
Yeah.
So like, how do we come to a space like this? And we make, someone said it at the beginning, we can make a movie right now, right here. I think it was Christine.
No, that was Craig.
That was Craig? Okay. So approaching that, if we can do this right here, right now, what can we do right here, right now, where we're witnessing each other's creative genius? And I'm curious what the structures need to be to move our summits from a place of here to a place of embodied creativity or practiced creativity.
But do you have a monologue?
Yes, I post all these things on my Instagram page.
Yeah. You have a monologue that you know off the top of your head?
Yes.
Well, let's get up. Let's do something. Let's see this monologue. Let's go.
We ready for you? Like now?
You want to do it here or you want to go outside?
Hey, look, don't be nervous because we want you to.
She's ready. She's ready.
What exactly are you sorry for? Because you dimmed my light. You looked at me daily. Told me I'm worthless. You never let me be me. And I walk away. Then you come back years later to tell me you're sorry. It's like I should jump and embrace that. Hey, my light has come, right? Well, this is me telling you that I am sorry. Because I'm not that girl you left. No. Now I know who I am. Now I know that I'm beautiful. I'm smart. And I'm worthy. So now you accept my apology. Because I'm not letting you do to me what you did years back.
It reminds me of my home, the art in my home. There's a lot of similarities to home to home.
Okay.
Where I'm from, there's a lot of
Where
French.
are you from?
I'm from Louisiana, but we're
Okay.
There's a lot of what we call Creole French. And the art looks something similar to this. So when I see this, it doesn't look unfamiliar. It's different, but it's still home.
Yes.
That's what I see when I look at it.
Thank you.
I actually live about 2 hours from where Brian's from.
Yeah.
I live in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yes, I like the city.
The city is very much like Brian said. My city has a bunch of different cultures clash together.
Multicultural.
And this feels very similar in so many different ways. I mean, there's a culture of people that were not able to know what their culture was just from the ancestors that got taken over there. They were able to bring a little bit of that. So there is a little bit of influence, and we created our own thing. So some of this stuff reminds me of some of those factors, but also New Orleans in general.
Yes.
I love the music here. I think of like the Zulu parades at New Orleans, Mardi Gras. And for some reason,
exactly.
this is like some of these themes are coming up too. Not exactly, but very close. And although I'm not exactly sure the type of tree this is, but in terms of the way trees are looked in New Orleans, and especially oak trees, they are still considered, especially the big magnificent ones, like they don't want to cut those down because there's so much history within it, and so we're trying to preserve those. And so that's everything that's kind of coming to mind. And since New Orleans is such a artistic city, every single thing that happens there, it just sparks so much more art. And I really do think it's because of all these different factors, including the trees. So I am going to sign right underneath the trees by the birds, because the birds also represent freedom.
take a moment to give big ashe to all of the ancestors that we brought in through libations at the top of our time. And just to acknowledge the way in which Spirit has moved throughout this entire week. And how it's moving, if you can feel it, towards what one of my mentors, Carol B. Bell, who runs our Shea Cultural Arts Center in New Orleans, calls developing the we. As we're moving away, I see it in the language. When we first arrived, and folks would mention Africans and folks of the diaspora, or if they would mention Africans, I would wonder to myself, I said, when they say Africans, am I in that? And I got the message, Emil was immediately, do you feel like you in that? And as we progress through the week, I've noticed that we have shifted even how we talk about who we are. It's been a lot less of you and us, and we've been talking more about what it is that we are going to do. Yeah. So I'm grateful for that, and that is a huge step. And I want to honor all of the ways in which we have been instructed by our local Ghanaian brothers and sisters to rethink how we think about time and the time that is necessary to build. And I think we can incorporate more joy in the steps that we take forward. When you get on Create Ensemble, let's celebrate, right? When you take up the call from Ms. Tanya Pinkins to spend 30 minutes and you connect to someone here next week, let's celebrate, right? We don't have to do everything tomorrow, but every step forward that we make, every step affirms the week. And going forward, we are about to do amazing things. For me, when people ask me to define joy, it's very much connected to how I think about faith. Joy for me is celebrating the future victory right now. Mm-hmm. Yep. Because that is certain. Yep. As Miss Carol shared, we will be all right. We're going to be better than all right. So let's celebrate that now. See it and celebrate it in this moment right now. Happy Black Theater Day!
Woo!